TJ said, I love Anfield Agenda, but I left the stream 25 minutes ago for repetition. Can we stop talking about FSG? Well, what would you like me to talk about? Because this is the time to talk about transfers and the owners, mate. We talk about football when the football's happening, like we did last night. We watched the game together. We talked about the game together. We lived through that experience together. So what else do you want me to come on and talk about? Because there is nothing to discuss. Do you want me to say how bad the second half was again last night? Because it was absolutely pathetic. But again, this is the time when we can do something. This is the time where our opinions can be heard, because when the window closes, it's too late. So if you don't want to be hearing it's repetitious, no problem. But I come in every night to give you my views, and today I'm absolutely apoplectic at what I'm hearing. It's pathetic from the club. So be depressed, don't watch, that's up to you. But you said I left 25 minutes ago, and then there you are commenting. So you didn't really leave, did you? And again, you tell me what there is to be upbeat about right now. You tell me the positives that we're seeing right now outside of trainee only. I'll wait. There isn't any. So I'm not going to be fake happy, because there's enough of them out there. There's enough people pretending that this isn't a shit show. I'm one of the few that puts his name on the line and has come in for so much grief over the years for doing what others refuse to do, which calling it as it is. Tiger Valley said, huge VVD fan, this isn't how his career should end. So I have a few concerns about Virgil for this year, and I've said it before, but I think it'll just be an adaptation thing rather than him not getting up to speed thing. So what we've seen last year at times for Virgil and Ibu was them both dropping off and dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. But this season, what we've seen from the new manager is that he wants the defenders to be on the front foot, and he wants the centre-backs to be almost pushing right up to the halfway line and sometimes even following the opposition back into their own half. That's the part about Virgil that I think might take a little bit of getting used to for him, or maybe just to refresh how we used to do. So I think he'll be fine, but I do have some early season concerns there. And also, as well as that, you know, he needs to be given the support. He's just seen a centre-back partner leave the club for free and not be replaced. Before that, he'd seen Matip leave, and eventually Jacquet replaced him. So, you know, my thoughts are with the captain as well in this, and the rest of the players, because I'm sure in that dressing room, or when they go home, they're thinking, what on earth is happening here? You know, there's no shortage of money around in football. There's no shortage of players available. There's just a shortage of willingness from Liverpool to go out there and execute the deals. Embrace Gaming said, cheap ass, even 4-4-2s taking the Michael now. Any other club's fans would have been absolutely up in arms at this. But the problem that we have is there's too many people that refuse to speak out because they know that's the end of them. And if you have to rely on access to stay relevant, you're not very good at your fucking job then, are you? Because if you can't speak honestly as a fan, then what are you pretending to do? Who are you actually supporting? Because you can't moan when the results don't go your way, when you've had all summer to call the owners out. And then when it's okay, when it's safe to come out and talk about it, then all of a sudden they grow a backbone. I'm not that person. I've sacrificed that avenue, that room, to go out there and be relevant to the club because I'm going to speak my mind. Ryan said, with this window, we are 2-3 serious injuries away from relegation. Genuinely worried for this season. I want to be so badly wrong. Look, I don't ever think, look, oh God, you can never say never, but I don't expect to be anywhere near relegation. But again, this is Liverpool Football Club, the most successful club in English football history. And it isn't being run that way. And it hasn't been run that way for a long time. Everything we've achieved has been because of overachievement from coaches, not because they've had a stacked squad that they can just go and fall back on 3-4 options. It's that they've either had real luck with injuries, obviously had great talent as coaches and motivators, but they've had to overachieve. And again, it's no accident that every time we appoint a head coach, that is part of the search. Go back and look at the times when we were looking for the next coaches after Klopp. Look at what was being said. It was always people that overachieved. Never go out and get the very best in the world. There was no Pep Guardiola talk. There was no talk of somebody like Simeone from Atletico. No, it's always somebody who can overachieve. Always. Because they know that they're coming in and the owners are going to be cheap. Iraola wasn't given the job purely because he's a great coach. He was given the job because he can save the owners money by bringing through young players. And that's okay to a certain extent. But that shouldn't have to be the only thing he's given. The Liverpool owners are smarter than Craig and his millions. Yeah, they have you fooled anyway, don't they? So they're definitely smarter than you, my friend. But again, you don't believe that. You're only in on a troll. So stop. And this isn't about whether Liverpool's owners are smart or not. This is about whether they give a shit. Very different. Nobody's sitting here saying John W. Henry is not an intelligent man. But John W. Henry knows as much about football as this remote control. And if you're asking me, do I know more about football than FSG? You bet your fucking ass I do, yes. Every day of the week. And it's not even close. Bradley said, owners are going to waste what could have been. We've got world-class players in this squad who are capable of winning trophies but getting no backing. Exactly. Imagine how Dominic Szoboszlai must feel right now, signing his new deal to stay at the club, and then the club showing zero ambition to fulfill his dreams. Because that's what we're seeing. Again, nothing. One signing in this window. And where's the, it's going to be a busy summer for Liverpool? Gone very quiet around that, hasn't it? It's called soccer. No, it's called football. What's the association called? What's it called? Is it called the Soccer Association? No, it's called football, mate. Stop. It's football. Irish Football Association, Football Association of Ireland, FA, Football Association. Pretty straightforward. It's called football. Can't believe it's August and yet no signings. FSG are out of their mind and they must act fast or they'll have yet another shaky season. It's irritating. They're getting away with what they can get away with, and that's it. And when there's so many people who's willing to bend over, lube up and be shafted by them, this is how they keep getting away with it. The only time FSG ever act historically is when they're called out and they get bad PR. That's it. Or the team fails to get into the Champions League and they don't want that again. So how have we built on from last season? How have we improved the mistakes from last season? Anybody want to have an answer to that one? I'm all ears. What have we done to correct course and stop what happened last season happening again? Absolutely nothing is what we've done to do that. Nothing.